ghouls and gobs and all manner of hellish creatures, and welcome to our first episode of the D&D campaign, where I will take these adventurers on a glorious journey, or their inevitable doom. So let us begin, shall we? Our story takes place in the land of Felmore, an ancient... I haven't got the file open, shit. An ancient land full of deadly creatures, marvelous magic, wondrous people, death and life all alike. But many years have passed, and three factions have taken upon refuge on this land. There it is. And of course, we will start off with the neutral zone, also known as the Badlands. This is where trade and a mixture of all the races come, one and all, to try and live out a life. This is pretty harsh land to live in, so it's hard, and towns are expected to fend for themselves. But there are rumours of an organisation that runs the Badlands, but no one knows if those are true or not. Then we come to the Killmonger Kingdom, a savage but honourable group of tribes made up of goblins, hobgoblins, all of what people consider the lesser races in this kingdom, in these three factions. But they are powerful. They live by the idea of die with honour, live for the gods, and they breed the most powerful warriors. They also worship something called the true magic, which all magic comes from the land itself, as they believe. And then we come to the Mappa dynasty, where this is the place to go to hone your crafts, become technologically inclined. They build marvelous inventions, war machines, but yet they also train fine warriors. This kingdom is ruled by an emperor. Fair and just, he is known as, but whether that's true or not, we will soon find out. And then lastly, a secret empire known as the Sigmar Empire, where the place of magic and politics have been born, some would say. They keep, well, a lot to themselves, because not much is known about this kingdom. So, I cannot tell you much about it because they like to keep their secrets. And of course, our adventure begins in the town of Sumar, a quaint town in the Badlands, which is known fruitful harvests as a well-established town. It's not big, but sometimes that's not always best in these Badlands. And we come to the centre of the town, with the people bustling about through the shops, going home, having a few drinks at the local tavern and inn. And we see a lonely tiefling sitting on a fountain in the centre of the town. As the fountain sprays its water in all its glory, as two dragons stand at the top of it, spewing this water as they fall down into a crystal clear pond. This tiefling sits, and at this point, Nade, can you describe your tiefling character?
Well, first off, I hope this fountain's clean. I hope it's clean.
Well, roll investigation check.
Don't be assuming just because I'm a tiefling, like I like dirt and grub, and I'm quite a clean being. I'm just as human as anyone else, just with red skin and horns. I'm pretty much your typical tiefling visually. I look a little bit like this actually. That I've prepared earlier. So I've got bright red skin, so it makes it very difficult to blend in usual human populations. What is unique about me is I actually have four horns, very small four horns at the front of my head. I often try to don quite light, bright armor. I don't like. I try and avoid the typical tropes, the typical things that people associate with tieflings. I try and come across as well spoken as possible and nice and friendly, wearing light, bright colors to try and put passers-by at ease, so they don't refer to me as I'm often referred all my life referred to as demon, devil spawn, and often shunned away for being scary really. But I just want to be a an equal citizen in this empire.
Fair enough. Well, of course, as you sit there pondering why you were here, you recall that you had gotten a mysterious letter telling you to come to this town on this day, with no address to where it is from, who it is from, just the simple words with your name, and just to come to Samar. Of course, as you're wondering this, across the way looking at a few souls, listening to the chatter of the people and the marketeer, sits an odd character, a bird-like creature. And at this point, Sam, could you describe your character?
Yeah, sure. So, sat amongst the rabble is a hooded Kenku. He's got the hood straight up over his head and a large protruding beak coming out from underneath it. You can see with what little there is a slight grimace on his face, but what you see underneath the hood are two burning red eyes that just poke out from underneath it. As he walks, you hear the slight clinks of a lot of glassware that must be kept on him, although you can't actually see it. And he's very dark feathers, grey in areas underneath the chin, and on the very outer edges of the arms you can see from underneath the robes. And what you also notice is that his right arm is actually more metallic, with faint, almost magics running across it, almost as if it was made from something unnatural. But to that, he keeps very to himself and out of the way, without really drawing attention to himself, and more just studying everything that's around him.
As you sit and continue your mimicry, learning more words to enhance your vocabulary, your deception skills, if that is what you desire, you also ponder the strange letter you also got with the same words, but with your name. While you two sit here in your respective places, you both notice a figure wandering around, looking a bit lost in the crowds. A humanoid figure of can't quite make out the skin from here, but still distinctive in nonetheless. And at this point, Callum, can you describe your character?
So my character is Fire Ganassi. He has slightly darkish skin, He has bright yellow eyes and flame hair, which kind of parted over the side, and wearing robes and a crystal round his neck. And then he has loads of bottles and books hanging out of his backpack.
Well, as you're looking around, wondering also why you're here, you also recall this same strange, mysterious letter that brought you to this place. And at this point, all three of you hear a booming voice approaching from one of the pathways just further off from where the fountain is, and you notice this rather large, plump gentleman in rather smart attire, what seems to be curled white hair. Adorned on top is a brown pirate-looking hat. As he rings a bell and cries, "Hear ye, hear ye! I have updates for all. Hear ye, hear ye! First of the updates, rumours of vicious creatures roaming the woods have grown exponentially, it is advised that you stay indoors at night. Hear ye. Quest board has been updated. For any Stonewater adventurers, feel free. Hear ye. News of the Empire. Rebel insurgents continue to strike. And last, hear ye. You will find there are skirmishes rumoured to be happening along the borders. And thus, he continues then to repeat these same updates, quite oddly saying he all the time. Seems to be some sort of speech impediment, because he seems to also say it after normal sentences. So, therefore, it is very odd that he keeps continuing to say this, as the town and residents don't really mind it. Some have looked, noticing this loud noise coming out of almost nowhere, but it seems to have not caught anyone truly by surprise. And what would you gentlemen like to do?
So I just want to try and clear things up first. So I know not all villages are in the Empire, but some are. So where's this one?
This one is in the Badlands.
We're in the Badlands.
He's
Okay.
been thinking on this for the last time. So you say we're in like a town centre, town square type thing.
Yeah.
So I will.
Not
I'll
all
just
the
look
not all the buildings are made of wood, right?
Only really any buildings of significance, but standard building materials for defences and are built of wood.
So only some are.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
only
scared.
some are.
Oh fuck.
So I'm just gonna keep my eye to see if there's any, if I notice any figures of repute knocking about that I might have missed, other than the town crier himself.
Ones who don't seem to. Well, roll an investigation check for you, please, Sam.
First roll, and it wasn't a 1, so I'm happy. 13.
Okay, so first roll of the campaign. Hooray. So, yes, they're not necessarily characters of note or rapport. It's more that their demeanour and actual way about their acting is, you notice both Nathan and Callum's characters, because they're not acting like the general citizens, as you would see. So, because you do see guards, you do see all sorts of different races. So the races don't stand out to you in like places in the neutral zone. It's more that they seem to not necessarily go about their daily lives, as where they seem to be either plundering something or just walking around and taking in the sights.
But
Okay,
to
so
be fair, we're in the city centre, right?
Yeah.
But not everyone, not all the not all the city folk, not all the villagers are here for him to see.
No.
Only some are.
Yes, only.
So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out the letter that we got and just give it a quick read over to see what it said again.
It literally says, "Come to Samar."
Is it written in common? I'm guessing.
It's written in the language that you understand the most.
Okay, so yeah,
on this piece of paper, there is a symbol, though, of what seems to be a sort of dragon-looking eye, and then adorned around that eye seems to be, oh God, I can't think of the words. The vines with thorns, essentially, is what surrounds the eye.
Okay.
And then for the other two, this same symbol was on your letter as well.
So I'm going to obviously I've noticed the peculiar characters that are the other two, the Ganassi and the Tiefling. It's Tiefling, right? Yeah. And I'm not going to approach them, but instead I'm going to sidle over to a quiet area and just observe them, see what they do.
Okay, well, are you doing this stealthily at all, Sam?
Not really. More just making myself sort of separate from the crowd,
Okay, so
out of the way.
like how Sam's character notices you two, you also sort of notice him as a more like almost out of place person. Both of you do. So what are you gents doing as Sam is watching?
Always watching.
I'm so glad you turned TTS off, Toby. Well done. Rich is currently raging. I'm gonna. The first thing I've spotted is the fire gentleman. So I'm gonna call out to him and say, "Excuse me, fire sir, man. I noticed your arrangement of bottles and books there. I don't suppose you're a potion peddler. Do you have any health potions for sale?"
I'm gonna try and hide my stuff.
I mean, it's a little bit. I see him trying to. It's a little bit late. But okay, I apologize. I realise that they're probably not all for sale, but I would assume that some are.
And
Oh my god!
I don't actually have any potions. I don't have any potions useful for you unless you want some seaweed.
Sorry, how do you know what's useful for me?
Do you want some jellyfish stingers?
Maybe.
Some seaweed?
You don't know what I get up to.
How much you willing to pay for them?
I want them for free now for the
No.
incidents.
You're not getting my seaweed.
Well, good day then. Well, that's my fountain.
And then the
Sit down,
campaign just ends there.
Yeah, I sit down
Thank you for the first and final episode of our campaign.
10 minutes in, Nate's annoyed.
Mine and Nade's characters hate each other that much now that they'll never speak again.
Hey, that would be an
He
interesting
was
campaign where Sam then becomes the third wheel and has to translate the paper.
I mean, I'm not going to quit the campaign just because he was rude. Doesn't mean they all. Just means
just some are.
Just
Yeah,
some
only
are.
some are.
So,
So,
as you do see some distinguished figures start to walk to the town centre and say, they do call out and say, due to recent events of the animals seeming more wild and vicious than they normally would, there are job postings for any adventurers willing to earn a bit of gold. Another announcement saying that part of the Empire's border is now sealed off. Well, a section of the Empire Kingdom has been sealed off for reasons they cannot say, but anyone who goes there, it's pretty much you'll be killed on sight.
So not all of the sections are sealed off.
No, one section is sealed off.
Okay.
good dodge.
I've been thwarted.
I'll having seen the confrontation between these two, because I'm guessing no one else has like bright red skin. Really, there's
No one else has got bright red skin and someone that's got fire for
Not
hair.
necessarily. No, not really.
after seeing the confrontation between the two very
you're
odd
not-
characters.
Yeah, in terms of like people you see, you're not seeing many tieflings, but you're seeing a few Ganeshi, but no bright red skinned Ganeshi.
I noticed the confrontation and I just slowly sort of appear next to Callum, and in like a little bit of a broken voice, I'll be like, "Why are you here?"
I show him the letter. Just assume that he knows something.
See, I have one of these too, and I take out my letter and show that we've got matching letters. Do you know why we're here?
No idea. It just says to come here, unless it's just monster hunting.
Okay.
If someone wishes to investigate the letter in further detail, they're more than happy to make a roll for it.
Ooh. May I investigate the letter?
Yes.
I got a 7.
Okay, so in terms of actual detail, it's what seems to be written on standard paper. But the odd thing that you noticed when Sam's character showed you the letter is the fact that at first glance you saw his what seems to be unfamiliar language to you, but then it changed itself to your language. And then Sam, when he showed you the same letter, the same thing happened. So it's definitely magical paper or magical ink. You can't determine what necessarily the magical essence is, but that's about it. So whoever you come to the conclusion, whoever wrote these letters, clearly made sure that you could understand the letter that is written.
Okay. So this is obviously something magical then. I didn't notice that at first glance. Do you reckon that weird fellow over by the fountain has something to do with this as well?
But at this point, how long have I already been waiting?
Well, in terms of time, I would say you've both been there for about a couple of hours.
At this point, then I'm gonna look at my letter. I'm gonna read it. It says, "Come to Samar, Naid." I'm just gonna throw it into the fountain and
Okay.
head to the job board.
At the moment, it hits the fountain. A large explosion happened. No, yeah, fine. You head over to the job board. So the job board is by the what's to be a guard barracks, and I'm
So
assuming, what are you two doing? Because you were about to speak.
I'm gonna use produce flames and hold a fire up to the paper and see if anything happens.
You can see through the paper, but nothing happens.
What
So
if I hold it up to Sam whilst doing it? Does the letters change, or is it just we see the change?
You see the change into whoever's reading it and see their language.
Let's see
so
if we make up a fit.
as I was obviously sort of eyeing Nade, when he threw his letter into the fountain, I'll go over to the fountain, I'll retrieve his letter out, and I'll see if he's got the same as us.
Well, you go to retrieve the letter, and it seems to have dissolved in the water.
Okay.
Wasn't magic paper at all. It was sugar paper. Haha.
Is there no hints or anything on the paper on who actually sent it to us?
No, just that that same symbol, your name, and then just those simple words.
So, having seen, obviously, Nade throw some form of paper away, now I'll just sort of, to him, I'll just sort of appear next to him and go, "Did you receive a very odd letter as well?"
I just look around me and wonder who spoke. Look around.
How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
Okay, so yeah, I'm shorter than you.
I see you there.
Oi, tiefling, I'm talking to you.
Can't comprehend that a bird would be speaking to me.
Okay,
I'm gonna
so,
just- Can I
upon,
give the tiefling a pat on the head?
upon him ignoring me, I'll eye his character up and down to see if he's got any gold bags hanging about.
Oh, I think we just lost him.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah,
There we
there
go.
he is.
It's back. It's back.
I'll see if he's got any gold upon his person.
Well, like you just like touching me up or what?
No, I'm just eyeing you.
Okay. I do.
Well, as you're looking at this notice board, Nathan, you do see a series of different jobs, which are thus: there is hunters needed, guards needed, escorts for Farmer Sam, and bandit problem. These are the titles of the different notices.
Is there a reward on them?
It says that a payment will be made. It does not say the exact amount.
all of them are offering a reward,
Yes, all of them are offering.
or only some are.
No, all of them are offering an award, reward, but they don't necessarily say what that reward will be.
Read through them again. What were they?
You have got hunters needed, guards needed, escort for Farmer Max, and then bandit problem.
Take escort for Farmer Max and guard needed.
Okay.
Take them.
Yeah.
Is it? I'm gonna look at the guard one first.
So the guard one is requires one-time posting for guards. Must guard a storage over a series of different nights. And that's simply just the tail of it. They just need someone to essentially patrol the storage guards only at nights, though they have day shift workers.
As I'm reading that, I'm walking back over to the fountain. I finish reading it and just throw it into the fountain. What does the what does this one say?
As Nade walks away, though, I'll just give his coin purse a little swipe.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand check then.
Your boy. That's a natural 14, and with my modifier, that's 20.
Okay, Nathan, what's your passive perception?
But surely I'd make some sort of saving throw because I would feel something. It's not just like, am I catching this out the corner of my eye? It's am I feeling this?
No. That's because he's doing this. Because you're not actually paying attention to anyone stealing anything. You're focusing on the notes. It wouldn't be a saving throw at all. Because you haven't said any of indication to say, oh, I'm keeping my hand on my coin purse or anything like that. So it's there based off your passive perception.
10.
Did you say 10 or?
10.
10. So yeah, you take it with no problem.
That coin purse only had one gold piece in.
I was going to say.
I keep the rest in my sock.
Add that to my inventory there. I'll just look at it and find it a bit odd that it's like he expected to get pickpocketed.
I'm reading the second job now.
Right, the second job, escorts for Farmer Max. Not exactly how it sounds. Literally, it describes that Farmer Max must take his harvest to the next town over and do to all the goings on. Pretty much what it says. He says he's looking for some able-bodied fellows to protect him along this journey, and payment is on delivery of. So basically, him and his goods need protecting, and you'll be paid on safe arrival of the next town over.
I'm gonna glance back over at the job board and think about the exciting, more violent jobs that are currently on the board, and consider getting one of those.
Okay. Well, you have. You're blissfully ignoring them, but you have noticed the two other figures that are being...
Yeah, it's okay. I'll get there. So I'll look back at the board and think about the more exciting, more violent jobs that are there. And that's normally what I'd go for, but I'm trying to be a better version of myself. And I think that my god Bahamut would appreciate me taking the good route here and helping out Farmer Max. Okay. But I know I won't be able to do this on my own. So I'm going to head over to the previous gentleman, the fireman, and go, Fireman, your name?
Ignite. Yours?
Nade. I have work for you. If it would suit you. A man of your bottle carrying ability would come in useful as a hand. What do you think?
Fortunately, I've already been sent here with a task. I'm going to show you my letter.
I just look at it. Yes, yeah, I had one too. I think it's nonsense. I think it's like a tourism scam to get people to come to the village. But we might as well earn some coin while we're here, no?
I'm a bit low on coin. How much are you offering?
Well, I'm just being transparent. I took this from the job board. I guess we just go find out what's on offer, and we'll just split it. You know, I'm not fussed. I mean, I've already got quite a bit of gold, and I've got to reach through my coin purse just to, as you do when you mention something, I realise it's not there. I just go without even missing a beat. Well, I had a lot of gold. It seems that some fucking scoundrel in this shitty village has tucked that too, along with my time. So, what say you?
Sure. I'm gonna burn up my paper while we're at it.
with no little effort at all, as it goes off in flames.
Say where we gotta go for the task.
Do I still see Sam's
yes,
character?
it does point you in the direction saying it's you can find him at his farmstead. And as you walked into town, anyway, all of you seen it's quite a big set of farm fields. As you walked in, you did see people working the fields, and what seems to be, because such a large land, there seems to just be like a few standard barns, and then there's like a farmhouse in the middle of these different lands, which is just on the outskirts of town.
Has Sam's character moved away from me or not?
So I'm still near the board, and I'm just sort of looking around at the buildings to see if I can spot any symbols. That
Can I
match
go
that.
in?
Roll an investigation check, please, Sam.
I could take the bird away. Birds aren't people.
It's alright, I'm blind. I only got a 4.
We can.
You don't notice any symbols. Callum?
I'm gonna go over and grab Sam's hand and say, "I've got a job for you," and pull him away as I walk away with names.
Which hand? Robo hand or normal hand?
Can I just actually no? I'm gonna pick you up instead.
I'm
Just like
5'5".
Are you allowing him to do that, Sam?
No.
Okay. Whoa.
What was that? That was some weird feedback there. Did everyone get that?
I did. Anyway.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
That was mad.
That was weird.
Not all the trains. To be fair, not all the trains run through this village.
Callum, speak a second.
Hello.
I think Callum's thing went down.
Yeah, Callum just went.
Hello?
Oh, we
Hey,
can.
there we go.
Hey, you just can't see. You can see me twice. Wait.
That was weird. It just made a huge robot sound.
Okay.
Wait,
Well,
are Kenku's not small? I thought you'd be like a little bird.
No, KK's are like human.
Oh wait.
they're not massive humanoids, Kenkus. They're
4 foot, right? Something like that.
Oh no, yeah. I don't want to pick up that bird. Then it's too big for a car.
What, my girlfriend's smaller.
I'm gonna tell him I found a job, and then point at Nade instead of picking him up.
And I'll just be like, yes, I'll come along. Just sort of just hold my hand.
I know that your voice is obviously made up of different speeches, different mimicries. But would I recognise your voice as you spoke?
I'd say you hear so generally it sounds like one voice. Like I'd learned most of my words off of one guy, but occasionally you'll just hear like a thrown in child's voice, like child word, or a female word, just in random ass places. So at random points it'll just sort of like peak up and peak down. So I was trying to get the voice mod to do.
The best way to describe it is it's essentially with Kenku's, it's broken common that they speak.
Yeah.
Okay. So I go, oh, my apologies. It was you speaking to me at the board before.
Yes, it was me.
I thought I was going insane for a second. I thought there was no way that a little bird could be talking to me.
No, I just thought you were mightily rude.
This coming from the man who worships a deity.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I haven't seen your kind much. It seems. You are a.
I'm a Kenku.
Like the coffee, yes.
Yes.
Nice.
I hadn't actually made that connection.
Well, you are welcome to join us on this job.
What's this job entail?
You know Farmer Max?
I do not. This is my first time being to this village.
Me neither, but he sounds like a strapping lad. We're gonna go and escort him somewhere.
What do we ask? What did it say? What we're escorting him with, or is it just him?
We're becoming his escorts.
Oh no.
Have you never been an escort?
Have you never been an escort before?
I've done all kinds of things for money.
Only tieflings. No, I haven't really. I've lived quite a solitary life. Really been around people much for a while. Just, but you know, I could always do with a bit more gold. So yeah, I'll join you along. Let's see who this
Nice.
Farmer Max fella is.
Oh, by the way, when I was around by the board earlier, I think I might have dropped a bag of gold. I don't suppose you saw it anywhere.
I did not. No, I don't know who
You
took that.
motherfucker!
Roll a deception check, please, Sam. And then Nathan,
Natural 18 plus 4.
Nathan, can you roll an insight check?
18 plus 0.
As far as you can tell, he's telling the truth.
I'm gonna love this class.
Oh.
I think I'll do this job on my own, actually.
So, as you make your way to Farmer Max and you see the hard workers in the field, the different, you see a rather large, what seems to be almost like gorilla-like creature pulling a plough along as someone sits atop it. And in the actual farmstead is of a straw roof, not massively big, but it seems to be a nice simple home with a balcony made out of wood. A few windows you can see through. There seems to be a female human. There seems to be cooking away in the kitchen. Can't quite make out what it is, but there sits a blue tiefling in a straw hat and a piece of what seems to be a blade of grass sticking out of his mouth as he chews it. His dungarees on, white shirt underneath these blue dungarees, and then quite big black leather boots just over the bottoms of the dungarees. He sits back in his chair, rocking from back and forth.
I mean, I obviously go over to the gorilla because he's Farmer Max, right? Obviously. I'm gonna walk straight through the farms and straight to the blue tiefling and go. I'm looking for a Farmer Max.
Who's asking?
I mean, if you opened your eyes, you could see.
Or I could be
Me.
blind. You can't just
Are you?
assume one has it. No, I haven't.
Okay.
But you can't just
Um,
assume.
I mean,
Now opens his eyes.
I can. I can assume. I just did. You put a job on the job board.
I did.
Turn to these
I-
two and just go. You know what? It's just so much easier when I take the killing jobs. Look, what have I got to do to earn money off you?
Well, it's quite simple. You just gotta get me to the next town over. Protect me and me cargo. And I'll pay you once the job's done.
You'll pay us how much? There's 3 of us. We
That's
need
three of
we
us.
need a good split.
You need a good split. Wow. How much are we talking? Let's negotiate.
Okay, well, I currently have 0 gold, so I could really do with just about 10,000 would put me nicely.
Would put you nicely. Well, clearly one thinks himself as the emperor. But I will say, let's say, if you make my gold intact, I will give you 200 split between the 3 of you.
I guess I'm heading back and picking up one of those killing contracts instead, because 200, that's not even enough to get me back home from this putrid village.
Well, you won't be in this village by the time we're done.
Are we heading outside of Killmonger?
We're not in the Killmonger kingdom. We're in the neutral zones. Perhaps you should learn where you are first. Or the Badlands, as most of the natives call it.
Ah, yes, the Badlands. Will we be leaving the Badlands?
No, the next village over is still in the Badlands. It's about
Then
2
that
days'
doesn't
travel.
help. I'm trying to get back to Sigmar, and I need coin for that, and 200 just isn't enough. Could you make it 300? 100 per party member?
Roll a persuasion check.
6.
Yeah, no. No can do. But it's not actually that expensive to travel to Sigmar. If you just want money for that, I could easily just give you the 5 gold.
Turn to these two and go, okay then, so how much did you offer originally? 200, 250?
200, yeah.
200? So I turn to these guys, right, well he's offering you two 50 gold each. Is that okay?
Roll a deception check, Nathan.
We're gonna be the party that just fucks each other over.
Apparently so. Apparently, that's how we're
18.
doing it. 18.
18.
Is there a passive insight? I can never remember.
Yes.
Yeah,
Passive
yeah.
insight. I've only got 13.
Insight.
It's under savings.
Oh, I've got 12.
Okay, you're inclined to believe him. But
I'm
to be
happy.
fair, you heard some of the conversation.
I'm happy with 50 gold. If you are,
I think I'm
red.
doing. Yeah, I'm more doing this to help out at least. So I
How
know
much
what
are you
to
getting?
do.
Did you say
More or less the same.
more or less?
So when are we starting?
Well, my crew is just packing up me cart now, and they're getting Bessie ready, and we'll be ready to go tomorrow morning.
Who's Bessie?
My prize steed, of course.
Okay. I guess we'll make ourselves busy in the meantime.
All right. Well, if you're taking the job, we'll return here tomorrow morning, and we'll head off.
Tomorrow morning?
Yes.
I mean, I'd rather not have to spend more time here, to be honest.
Well, it sounds to me you don't have the options, Sonny.
Can I butt in? What about if we lend you a hand pack?
It could probably
We can leave
speed
earlier.
stuff up, but I wouldn't risk traveling at night. But if you guys are confident, I'm sure we can leave early. And I suppose there could be a bit extra in it for you if the sooner we get to the next town over.
How far away is the next town? Like, how long would the journey take?
It's 2 days travel.
2 days.
So
So we're essentially paying 25 gold a day.
Is he offering us 25 gold a day to go 2 days travel? What from where we received a mysterious note to hand us in? I'm sort of more speaking to myself as well. I don't think this is worth it, guys.
No.
I put all this work into you're not even going to do it.
You're only giving us 25 gold a day to get 25 gold a day to protect you. This isn't worth risking our lives over.
Well, then.
And we're moving away from where we are. Are you willing to give us any more?
Roll a persuasion check, please, Cal.
My bad rolls come through. If anyone's playing my bard, I got a 5.
Well, Sonny, I would say no.
At this point, I just go, excuse me then, is there a tavern in town?
There is an inn in town, yes.
What sort of people frequent there?
Well, all sorts. Travellers, adventurers.
Bit of a mix of everyone.
Pretty much a mix of everyone.
Okay, then without saying bye, I just walk back towards the town.
I'm gonna follow. I'm not doing 2 days work for 25 gold.
Solo quest.
It's 200 gold for night.
This is now where I have to sort of write 2 separate campaigns.
Nate becomes a lowly farmer, just really enjoy.
Hey, D&D, if you guys want to become farmers, go for be farmer.
I just sort of
We can become farmers. Do you want to become a farmer?
almost under my breath, I just sort of go, well, the dynamic of this group changed quick. Um, Max, I'm going to be honest, it's not really the kind of task I can take on my own.
Well,
And of
no
course,
worries.
if I died, which I really don't want to, you'd die also, so it's probably not worth it so much. But I did make the effort of coming out and listening to your case, so
Well, that's mighty
there is
kind of you, stranger.
there is a call out charge, unfortunately.
Wow. Unfortunately for you, that's not how things work around here.
But I don't think you understand. I really need the gold. Just 5 gold. Call out charge. Thank you.
Well, if you really need the gold, I've probably got a few things that need a plowing.
Look, I'm not that kind of escort. Okay. Good day. And I walk off.
Escort? I was talking about farm work, but alright, well, these youngsters I'll never understand. Right, alright, well, I guess you're heading back to the village then.
Heading back to the inn.
You're going to the inn, right, okay. Well, the inn is pretty easy to spot. Standard looking inn, and with the title of Home Away from Home.
I walk in and just go, this feels nothing like home.
You walk in, there's quite a few townsfolk there. There's a few guards there. There seems to be some distinguished adventurers about. Also, the actual bar itself is relatively clean. It seems to be a sort of a progress. You see different sets of sort of like goblins and gnome cleaning up the mess, taking drinks to and from the bar, and you see what seems to be a rather stout white fellow. Stout right fellow, not stout white fellow, a tiefling of blue-skinned origin, with what seems to be a red patch over his eye where his skin is, and silver white hair, well dressed tiefling, and horns almost coming out and sticking straight down, and he seems to be coordinating the different efforts of the other staff about.
Is the guard work thing still there, or was it thrown in the water?
Yes, that was thrown in the
Threw
water.
I threw it in the water.
Ah, could have became guards.
That wasn't on sugar paper.
I could have used my hair as a light.
So upon entering the tavern, I'll go up to like whatever looks like the main barkeep or manager, and go up, and I've still got my letter, and just ask them, "Have you seen this symbol anywhere about town?" And show the dragony thorny thing.
Can't say that I have, stranger.
Well, I'm out of ideas then. How much is it for a room for the night?
A room for the night? Well, just for the one night, it's 5 silver.
Okay, and
And
I'll
it's
walk
10
back to-
silver if you wish for breakfast to be included too.
I don't eat. That's fine. I
Well, we'll see
that's
how
actually a
that
sentence I say all the time whenever offered that. So that's fine.
we'll see how that works out for you in this campaign.
Just don't eat. I'll go back over to the other two and go, so we were all brought here on a random note away from where we were going. I have no idea how this letter found me. I do not know people. I do not have... All the contacts I know are difficult to talk to. How did we all end up here? And what are your two plans from here on out? Because it doesn't seem to be like anyone's looking
You're
out for
talking to
us.
them. I thought you were still talking to the bartender.
No, I said I headed over to the other way.
Well, I just received this letter while I was working. It seemed important. I guess just to get enough money to either go back or to set up shop somewhere.
See, I have nowhere to really go to, so I'm just sort of flittering about, so I don't really know where to go from here. I was literally on my way to just further into the Killmonger Kingdom and receive this letter to come out to Samar. I don't really know what to do.
Can I have a look at your letter, if you don't mind?
I'll hold it because I've seen what you've done to the other two.
Hold up, wait a minute.
I promise I won't take it anywhere near the fountain.
I'll just hold it up like that.
I want to investigate the letter.
Right, investigation
I'm
check.
looking for some hidden meaning or something like that. Oh, Okay,
So-
16.
16. Okay, so as you look at the paper once again, the words change to a language that you can understand, determining that it isn't magical paper. But besides from that symbol, there doesn't seem to be anything of true meaning. But you notice that there is something odd about the symbol, that it's almost beckoning you in a strange sense.
This.
Yeah, you could say it like that, but with less fingers.
Oh, so it's just doing like this.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how a symbol beckons someone. I don't get that. I'm gonna lick the symbol, I think.
Okay, as you lick the symbol, you feel the papery taste, but then the symbol itself, sort of the thorns that are wrapped around the eye, begin to then move as they go around the paper, and in a almost like snake-like fashion as they're going around the paper, moving to and from it, not necessarily forming anything, and then they all meet in the middle as they suck in the words themselves and form what seems to be another message saying, well, I'm glad you've arrived. Do with what you want in this town and have fun with your life.
I become alarmed that it's going to attack me, and I'm just attack the paper, just with like
Okay,
like karate chop it. As he's holding it up, to me, just karate chop it.
Roll to hit them, please, Nathan.
Where's my unarmed? There we go. That is a 14.
Okay, you hit the paper with no problem. Roll for damage.
He's got health points of 400.
2 damage.
2 damage. Yeah, you managed to not cleanly slice through, but you managed to rip through the paper.
This
And then-
paper?
Yeah.
What did that paper ever do to you? What did it say?
And then
Something
as the paper
Oh.
rips, it then begins to dissolve in your hand, Sam.
Well, fuck.
Look, everyone. The paper
What?
said we should help Farmer Max.
But Farmer
Roll a
Max is paid
deception check, Nathan,
terrible.
please.
That's a 21.
31, yeah.
Fuck hell.
It's annoying. As a level 4, my passive perception goes straight up to like fucking 20. Really? Okay.
I mean,
That
it was a bit.
seems-
I'm going to be honest. It was a little bit. I mean, I'm reading between the lines. It was a little bit ambiguous. What I got from it is help Farmer Max, or don't help Farmer Max, or stay in the village, or leave the village. Potentially pick another job off the job board, but not the guard one because that's in the water. That's kind of the gist I got from the paper.
So you're saying we could go on a magical road trip filled with friendship and adventure?
I mean, we've just met. You've got fire for hair, and he's a fucking bird. We're not going to be friends. I can assure you that. But
wow.
if you can help me get back to Sigma, I'm sure we can have some kind of bond that you're looking for.
You know what, Tiefling? What's your name?
Nate.
Ned, I will do it if upon returning to Sigmar, all I'm asking is 10 gold.
When we get there, right?
When we get there.
Deal.
So I
Oh, what does the world map look like? Are the other? Is there any places between the different regions from the
So
Badlands
the
to
world
Sigmar?
map itself, without giving too much detail, because you haven't got a map, but you know the setout is so essentially imagine a line going starting from the bottom, going up to the middle, and then splitting in two directions, northwest and northeast. And that sort of massive canyon-looking thing on the map is what's known as the Badlands. Their actual size tends to vary from map to map or who's surveyed the area. And then in between the open areas of where these lines are, where it's sort of separated, are the different factions. The Killmonger Kingdom is down at the bottom left. The Dynasty is at the bottom right, and at the top is the Empire.
Okay.
If you want to travel back to your homeland, it might be worth raising enough money so we can get a carriage instead of risking going with other people.
Max had a carriage.
Kill Farmer Max and take his carriage.
I mean, whilst it's the easiest solution, I shouldn't. You know, I feel like it's the wrong thing to do. But I don't know. My moral compass is all over the place. I feel like something in me tells me it's the wrong thing to do. But if I'm outvoted, there's nothing, you know. And
unless we can convince Farmer Max that the reward from getting him to the other village is to borrow his carriage.
now you say borrow. Do you mean borrow?
Borrow. We've been screwed over by someone inviting us here. The town only deserves the same.
Ah, so you say we should burn the town after we leave, yes?
I never said we should, but we could.
No, me neither. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I thought that's what you were saying.
We shouldn't burn the town down.
We shouldn't at all.
We shouldn't burn the town down.
Now, also, we definitely shouldn't take that gorilla in the field as a pet.
No, that would be a terrible idea.
Yes.
I'm very scared by you two.
Well, we haven't said anything wrong.
I mean, I'm a descendant from hell. I mean, yeah.
Are there any guards near us? Just to know the distance on this.
There are guards, but they're too busy in their merrymaking and drinking to really pay attention to this conversation. It's quite a loud bar, so you don't necessarily have to whisper to your conversation. If you're looking for anyone listening into your conversation, Sam, then I need you to roll an investigation check, please.
That is a 19.
There doesn't seem to be anyone actually paying attention to you. Like you don't. You're in a bar. There's loads of different adventures. There's guards. There's so many different mix of characters. You're not really standing out, so no one's really paying attention to you.
So,
although you do notice a goblin looking at you, licking his lips.
Again, so what you two are saying is we help Farmer Max in some way. Help seems a very loose-fitting term. Are we going to go now, or should we leave it till the morning?
Well, I'm not paying 5 silver to sleep in a flea-ridden bed.
Yeah, we may as well give him a hand and see if we can get away with sleeping there as well.
So go to Farmer Max and try and procure lodgings at his until the morning.
Because we need to save all the money we can.
Yeah, I don't have any.
I agree there.
No money whatsoever.
No, I either lost it or someone stole it or, yes.
What would a 15 on an insight check get me?
It's happening again. It's happening again.
Callum. Yeah, you're... That's so weird.
I don't know why it breaks.
It must be something to do with your
Because you touch
screen.
yourself at night.
No.
God knows.
Um,
All right then. Let's head back to the farmers.
all right, once again, we head back towards Farmer Matt.
On the way, I'll be like, you two continue on ahead. I just need to send a message, and I'll drop a letter somewhere, and I'll just write a little note on it that says, what was the village that you said that I was heading to?
The village that we were heading to. I didn't say where you were heading to.
You didn't
I,
say,
I
yeah.
think it's called Mostar.
And I'll just write it heading out of Samar. We'll update on the way, and I'll just sort of leave it in a crevice somewhere,
Okay.
and
So-
then just head off.
Not every building has a crevice, but some are tend to have some crevices.
I think he killed your joke, Nate. There you go. You got your second.
Absolutely butchered it.
Yes, that's what I need to do.
That's the plan.
Teach you
Not
to whistle
all
my names.
jokes are delivered well.
Hmm.
Okay, only some are.
As you leave this note, how are you hiding this note? Are you hiding it so a certain figure can, a certain someone
Yeah.
can only find it, or are you hiding it well enough that it's noticeable, but
Only so a certain someone can find it.
Okay, that's fair
I know
enough.
how to get messages to and from a contact.
no, that's fine. Just making sure. So, once again, you arrive at the farmstead of Farmer Max. He is still sitting in his rocking chair, admiring the view.
We're here to help you, as we promised.
We've returned.
Help me
We're
how?
willing to it. We are willing to accept the job for the 300 gold you offered.
Now, stranger, you see, that's not what I offered. I offered 200 gold split it between the three of you.
Yeah, you offered 350 gold between the three of us.
Had to.
Well, like I said, my crew are loaded up the cart as we speak, so therefore I don't need you till tomorrow morning.
We're gonna have a quick look around. How many people are around?
Quite okay, roll an investigation check, please, Nathan.
Murder
8.
hobos.
8. Yeah, there's quite a fair few people working the farms. You can see a crew about 5 different people going in and out of a barn in the distance.
Any weapons?
Any weapons? None that you can
Yeah.
see.
I'll go up to the Farmer Max and be like, see, we don't have money for the tavern for tonight. So where we went, we inquired. Unfortunately, even 10 silver was a bit too much for us. Is there any chance you can give us lodgings for the night?
Well, I suppose if you do a bit of farm work and help with some of the ploughing and harvesting, I can let you sleep in the barn for the night. I can also provide a hot meal and some baths if you need it.
Excuse me.
We're not good escorts.
I'm fine. There's a fountain in the town. Bird joke. As you can see, I am not the best for farm work. As I sort of gesture towards my because it's sort of like cobbled together, so it changes towards my hand and towards my bird feet. I'm not made for farm work. I found this out the hard way when I was young.
Well, everyone's built for farm work. You just need to find the right tools for the job. And you
Have
just
you got
need the
spare
right
feet?
attitude. Have I got spare feet? I'm sure we can work something out.
I'll look back at these two and just go. Just gesture I don't want to do farm work.
Can we have a little team huddle out of the way?
Yeah.
Oh,
You can
on the
hear
side.
Farmer Max say, "What a strange herd of folks we've been getting lately." As he
So
leans back in
you're
his chair, drifting to
so
sleep.
Bird, you don't want to do farm work. Does that mean you want to help out Farmer Max?
I did not.
I knew using the
If
word
you-
escort was going to bite me in the ass.
If whatever you two want to do, you can do. I will happily just sleep at the foot of this farm. I have
Well.
slept in worse.
If you can find out where they're sleeping, we can easily get a carriage just for ourselves. I think I'm gonna need to change my character's alignment to.
Yeah. Oh, doing it again, Cal. Is that a problem?
No, it's happening for a while. I think it's a problem on Callum's end. But don't worry, it happens.
Interesting.
It is. Didn't happen last week. How odd.
Keep talking
So-
again, Callum. No, it's not there.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Callum. We've lost Callum. He was so young.
Howdy.
Oh,
There
we
we
can hear you now. There we go.
Yeah.
So as we continue where we left off. So what are you guys doing?
So Sam wanted to burn down the house.
Well,
I'm
last
gonna,
we
uh,
talked, you wanted to burn down the whole village.
I'm gonna just sort of step out of the conversation, just put a hand onto Nade and just go, "You can have it, Tiefling." I don't even know Callum's name yet.
No, I don't know your name. I don't think any of us know your name.
That's fine. Need to know the name. Yeah.
So what are you
So
doing?
just-
Are we taking the work? Are we?
We killing.
I'm gonna go to Farmer Max and say, Max, we're not really manual labor kind of people. We're more magic users, men of wisdom and intelligence. Do you have anything that inclined? Maybe we can start fires. We can maybe we've seen you've got an old shed over there. Would you like us to burn your shed down? It looks like you've been trying to get rid of that for a while.
Tell you what. I paid a shipment to the grocers not too long ago, and he hasn't paid up. You get that. You get the money or the shipment back from the grocers, and you can keep half of the profits that he owes me, and then you can have lodgings here tonight, if that's how certain you are.
Farmer Max, I can't help but notice you've just turned into an Italian gangster.
Well, stranger, you gotta do multiple lines of work sometimes, and I do provide some good crops to this village, and when someone doesn't pay, well, there's hell to pay for it. I'm owed
Do you ha-
200 gold.
Do you have
Well, my
proof
sister-
that he owes you this gold?
I have, Clarice, bring up my paperwork, please. Yeah, coming, darling. There's this female human walks out in a nice flowered dress, apron on, bit of flour on the apron, and she seems to have been doing some baking and cooking, and brings out this little ledger, and she says, "Here is the proof. So you give that to any guards that try to stop you, and then that way you won't have any trouble. I'm just
I'll take it from him.
I'm just due the gold that's needed."
I say everything seems kosher. I'm happy to collect this.
By all means, as long as I either get the gold or my shipment back, you're more than welcome to have half of it for some good work, and I'll give you some lodgings.
I'm gonna. So the other two, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I'm happy to go along with you.
Yeah.
I have certain knack for procuring things, so that might come in handy depending on how this goes down. Where are we going to get this? Where in town?
You'll be going
Say it
back
was
into
the
town.
Crows.
You'll be going into the shopping district. Farmer Max goes to explain that you're looking for a name. Once I learn to speak again, you're looking for a man named Samuel.
Oh no.
Samuel Garfunkel is who you're looking for.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay. I'd start
Hey.
heading off towards town.
You also get the description that is a middle-aged human male, and he sells mostly fruits.
Cool. I'm gonna go headed into town looking for him.
All right, roll an investigation check, please, Nathan. And I'm assuming
Investigation.
you can do it with advantage because I assume the others would be helping you look anyway. So
Yeah.
That is a whopping 10.
oh well, it's not that hard to look between the different souls. There seems to be only one fruit vendor. With this one, there's seems to be not a very large building, but there seems to be a storage behind him, where every so often you see him go out and bring out some new produce to put on his stand.
Okay, so it's Nade that's noticed him. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're all looking together, so you would have noticed
You're
together.
Okay. So I'll go up, leaving the firepower of the other two behind, and go. I hear you owe Farmer Max some money.
I owe Farmer Max nothing after he slept with my wife. So you tell him I want compensation for him defiling my wife, and I want this for free. So you tell him to go away.
Are you saying your wife has the same monetary value as fruit?
That I am.
You should be charging more.
You haven't seen my wife, fella.
And so, for him sleeping with your wife, which, you know, a man's got a graft, you are going to withhold payment for a good over a petty squabble.
I'm gonna hold several payments. He's gonna give me the rest of my goods, and he's gonna give them for free, and we're gonna call it even. And he's not gonna sleep with my wife again.
And how
I'm
would
gonna say, well, based on your accent, I'm seeing that your wife has a type.
Wow, stranger. That could be so,
How-
but I love my wife. And I reckon Farmer Max put one of those little voodoo spells that he has on her so he can get in her undergarments.
you saying Farmer Max is magic?
I'm not saying it, I know it. There's no one that can make crops like that without a bit of magical help.
And are you against this? And yet you still take his crop?
I'm not against it. I don't mind. What I'm against is people sleeping with my wife.
And where is your wife? Does she like bird people?
She's back at home right now.
Can we go over and see his wife?
I'll
But you don't know where he lives, so that'd be very challenging.
I'll
Where's
turn around.
your wife? Where do you live?
I'm not telling you that because that's the
Random
exact same lie Farmer Max used to sleep with my wife.
It sounds like your wife is the one sleeping with people rather than him
My
sleeping
name's
with your wife.
Tyrone, and I fucked your wife.
I'll turn around and go. So how would the guards? Oh, I'm coming through on cams. No, that's not.
no.
How would the guards feel hearing a vendor holding payment from someone producing a good upon the hearsay that someone slept with his wife? Because that doesn't sound like good business practice and could easily get you in trouble in the wrong books. I mean, who else would want to keep trading to you from here on out?
Roll a persuasion check, Sam.
That's 15 plus 4, making that a 19.
He sort of points to you, he's about to argue his point, and then he sort of looks at his face. I can't really argue with that logic. but it's more of the principle of the matter you hear, see, son. And I'm more than happy to pay it. I'm always paid what's due because I do good business. But I don't like doing business with people who sleep with my wife. So, I tell you what. You get Farmer Max to apologize. And I'll have no problem paying or upfront. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this. I'll even throw in some fruit for you as well to sweeten the deal.
I'm going to get impatient at this point and push through. And I'm going to go to grab him, realise how filthy he is and stop. And just go.
Why is everyone filthy to him?
So, look, I'm getting really fucking sick and tired of walking back between the farm and this town. You're going to come with us to Farmer Max. He's going to apologise to you. And we're all going to go on our way.
Alright, well let me just close up shop. And I think we're more than happy to do that. I think that's a fair compromise.
Okay.
Alright, so are you helping him put away any of his produce?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
I'm not helping.
How clean does it look?
It's fairly clean.
Yeah, I hope.
It's medieval
just-
clean.
I'll just eye up to see if there's any like gold pouches lying about again.
Roll an investigation check. Are you looking all over, by the way, Sam? Are you just looking in that particular?
Looking at him, looking at the stall, and I rolled a 19.
Okay, well there's
Rolls,
no.
these aren't going to come from.
There's you notice something glimmering in the storage behind him, but there's no gold pouches or any form of pouch outside. A few minutes. We've lost Nathan.
Underdog.
Oh.
Yeah.
As about half an hour passes, all the fruit has been put away. He takes a bag with you, and what seems to have a gold pouch. Well, not a gold pouch. He has a pouch strapped to his side. Attaches both of these to his side belt, and it says, "Well, gentlemen, let's be on our way."
Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Yep, we get on our way, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you stroll up to the farm, and you hear, "Listen here, you son of a bitch! You gotta apologize right now for sleeping with my wife."
Oh, I don't know if you realise, Toby, you're also the other character.
I'm just seeing if you guys do anything. I'm just giving you a bit of
Oh, no, we're just...
just
Nah,
gonna
just
say,
watching. We're here for the entertainment.
Well, Sonny Jim, you gotta understand. Your wife is a bit of a whore, and she does like to sleep around, but I've never touched that thing, so I don't know where you're getting this information from. Well, you hear her. She told me herself. She told me yourself. You horned freak, you go around sleeping with other people's wives. I know what you get up to. You put that weird voodoo stuff on my other people's wives, even some husband as well, because I know what you're like, Roma Max. So, you hear me now. You hear me now. You're going to apologize. You're going to apologize right here and prove that you slept with my wife. Well, sadly, that's not going to happen because I never slept with your wife.
I'll walk over in between the two of them and go, "Look, we were brought here through a random letter out of our way. We had other lives, and I don't know these two
Sam,
before today."
Please mimic them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you add comments in the background?
Yeah, so I'll mimic each of them and pretty much just be like, "You slept with your wife. I didn't sleep with your wife. You slept with your wife. I didn't sleep with your..." Over and over again, right next to them, and just see how they react.
Okay, well, at this point, as the argument continues back and forth, the woman from before does walk back out and she says, "Fare me well. My gosh, What are you doing here? Carice? Carice, what are you doing here in this home again?"
Is that your wife?
God damn right it's my wife.
I'm a patient person, but today I met two very angry-looking red guys, and I this close to just letting them ransack the place.
Well, that voodoo master Thong man put the spell on my wife again. That's clearly what he's doing. Just look at him, thinking he can sit there twiddling his thumbs and sleeping with people's wives.
So his wife is here at the moment, isn't she?
This is your wife, Samuel. It's fine.
Can I walk over to her,
Yeah.
flick my hair, and say, "Hey, how are you doing?"
Roll. I feel like there is a thing for it. Roll. Is there a charm check? Screw it. We'll call it a charm check.
Animal handling.
Animal handling check. Can I roll animal handling?
Yeah. Okay. Roll animal handling. Screw it.
I got a 19.
19. He's like, well, how are you doing, you handsome fellow? Once again, Samuel is like, you know you're putting the hoodoo on her.
I need to hear a conversation between the three of them though.
Carisha coming home with me right now? I think not, because this fine gentleman here seems to be eyeing me up.
So
how
I think
are you
should
doing,
get a divorce
you,
and part ways.
Samuel, Sam holds up his door. Samuel, we signed a contract, and you keep forgetting this, that we have shared custody of this woman.
Oh, can we just kill them both now?
As I keep telling you, man. You're wasting my time and these strangers' time. So I feel like you just need to resolve this now.
I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy, and my eyes glow like fire, and I just let out a guttural, echoing, booming voice of silence, and birds fly off in the distant trees and everything.
Okay, you've let off this booming voice. They stopped and looked at you. Now,
sounds like
now the wife is sort of looking at you with wanting eyes.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Produce Flame, and I'm not gonna set it off, because I can just have it in my hand. And I'm gonna look at everyone like, can we hurry this up, or I'm burning your house down?
He is literally made of fire. It's going to be very easy.
All right, Max. All right. I tell you what. I'll give you half of the gold now, and then half tomorrow once Carice comes back to me. So Max looks at all right then. I'll see you around, brother.
I'm going to be in town tomorrow, so that's easy enough.
And then Samuel walks away as Carice starts rubbing your shoulder, Callum.
I'm gonna slap her.
Right, okay. Roll to hit, please.
Don't worry. Each of unarmed attacks.
It's a natural 20.
I rolled a nat 20!
Roll for damage, please.
No, but the thing is, my damage is 0 no matter what. So I got a crit 0.
As you see like many different shows, as you rear back for an almighty slap, looking like it's going to be one hell of a slap, it just goes. And she's like, oh, well, I can teach you to be a bit more rough, honey. So follow me. She grabs your hand and starts. Are you resisting her? And she starts dragging you towards the house.
Yes, definitely.
Roll a strength check for me, please, Callum.
Oh no.
I got a nat 1, so I got a -1.
You got a -1. You know what the worst thing is about that, Callum?
I got a -1.
I rolled a 2,
What?
so she's now pulling you towards the house.
Okay, I'm gonna. Can I try and intimidate her? Go, you pull me one more step. You're not gonna live much longer.
Roll an intimidation check then.
I got a 15.
Okay, she's like, heavens to Betsy, what a man! And she sort of faints in pure pleasure.
To Betsy.
You can't make this stuff up, folks. And she's just fainted on the floor. It's just like, well, gentlemen, I suppose you did bring Samuel here, so I'll let you spend the night in my barn.
So your wife's a hoe.
Oh, that she is. That she is. But Samuel...
It's not even his wife.
Samuel is quite obsessed. And he's always a man who tries to follow his heart even though it's right in front of him. Oh, well, he sells good fruit from my farms and he knows his business. So I suppose he has a few quirks to him to let those fine business senses.
Right. I'm going to just be like, look, you said I can sleep in the barn. I'm fine with that. I'm going to go sort myself out for the evening.
I bet you are.
To be honest, I'm a little bit sick of this town and of this situation. So I'm going to I'll see you in the morning, Max. What time?
The exact same.
What time do you want us in the morning, Max?
I'll come and get you when it's time to go. Because I'm guessing you guys aren't early risers.
I think you'll find... I'll be like... I'm a bird. You know the saying, and then just walk off.
What saying is this?
I'll just walk off.
Well, sleep well, gentlemen.
I think he's implying that the early bird wakes up early, and I woke up also.
Right then. So, as you'll make your way towards the barn, it's just a standard-looking big red barn. As you open the front doors, you do see the cart already loaded up. You see the prized steed, which is actually a cow. Eating away at some freshly prepared food and grass as this is where you'll be sleeping. Do with what it as you will.
I'm just gonna go straight to sleep.
So
you just get where you falling down, Callum.
I'm just gonna fall on the floor and just go to sleep straight away.
Okay. Roll a dex check for you, please, Callum.
Okay. I got 10.
Okay, you managed to miss the cow crap.
Nice.
I will. So I just had a quick Google. I don't know how Kenku sleep. I'm gonna imagine he sleeps like a bird. So I'll just sort of nestle down. But what I'll do beforehand is I'll just take out some like rough sacks, and I'm just gonna replicate a magical item for the just a rough sacks.
Oh, okay. Misheard you, sorry.
Rough sacks is for later. I've got cloaca. That's not gonna work. No. I'll just sit there and I'll just replicate a magical item using my artificer infusions, and that I'll be like just taking straps around, just pulling it taut, and then like a light emanates from it, and it just turns into a little bag. I'll just put it on my side.
What's the magical item that you have made?
That's my level 2 bag of holding.
Nice, nice.
And then the last infusion for the day. They'll just be like watching this from the corner, and I'll just take out my crossbow, and I'll just take out like this pack, and just sort of slot it into where you'd usually see a bolt, and with that I'm going to give the crossbow repeating shot, and that's my infusions for the day.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything before you go to sleep?
No, I'm gonna ask Ignite to. I'm gonna gather a bit of hay together, isolated so the fire can't spread. Isolate a bit of hay in the middle of the barn in a clear area, and ask Ignite to light a fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna dip my head onto it.
I'm then going to use thaumaturgy to manage the heat of the fire to make sure it's perfect, and then I'm gonna lie up and I'm gonna spoon the Kenku and fall asleep.
The cow is a bit taken aback by these sudden flames, but it seems to have calmed down once you begin
Well,
to
you can
control
just move on over then.
it. Fucking hell. Gonna get these all the way through the campaign now.
I mean,
Okay,
it's
so
only
as
a
you
fire.
all
I think
fall
I
asleep,
think he's milking it a little bit.
as you all fall asleep for the night, resting sleepily and sound as you fall asleep to the sounds of pigs having sex.
Can you mimic that sound, please?
Nope. As you can hear the snoring of the gorilla not too far away. And thus, it is a relatively peaceful night. You awaken, and you awaken to see Farmer Max strapping up Bessie to the cart. And it's like, oh, you're awake, boys. Well, I guess we'll be on the way.
Going on an adventure.
How big is the carriage? Does it look like
Quite
it's going
big.
to take us all, or is one of us going to have to walk?
You could all sit in it, but one of you would have to sit up the front with Farmer Max.
I'm gonna fly.
I'm not going to sit next to Farmer Max. Someone else can.
I'm gonna fly.
You're going to
You can
fly.
fly?
Now,
Yeah.
how are you planning to fly, Nathan?
I'm gonna pray to Bahamut and Tiamat to give me wings.
Alright, well, roll a religion check, please. As you hear, as you pray, you hear the voices of your gods, and oddly, the gods are not available right now. Please leave a message after the beep.
I'll look over to him.
Fucking God!
I'll look over to him and be like, "You pray, gods don't answer. Fuck all." And then I'll climb up next to where Max is.
I'm gonna summon a sacred flame in my hand, and go, well, where on earth do you think my magic comes from?
Do you have confirmation it comes from the gods?
I wasn't born with it.
And
be
yet
fair,
you
Sam,
might
from
die
where
with
you're-
it by their hand.
To be fair, Sam, from where you're from, it's not necessarily believe the magic comes from the gods, they believe it comes from the earth.
Magic comes from whatever means about you, whether it be the earth, the trees around you, anything as such.
I'm just going to hold up my little crystal that's around my neck.
I say, oh, I see. And I'm gonna pat the cow. Thank you for my magic, cow, and walk off.
Oh? The confused look of the cow.
I'll sit up next to Farmer Max because if he pisses me off, I can just mimic the other guy.
Well,
Just
you all
mimic
get up on the cart and it's just like,
noises.
well, boys, get ready for a nice, pleasant journey. We'll be going through the forest because the road out of town leads us out of it, and we'll be going add another 3 days to our journey. Thus, the reason the escort. Here, Betsy. And as
I didn't
this
understand
forest
a word you
safe?
just said.
So basically, he said because of the way the road goes out of the town, it adds like another 3 days to the journey. So you'd be going through the forest.
Super awesome.
So as your journey begins, and as you once again see the farmhands doing their work, along with sitting there is the gorilla waving you by, along with the wife of Samuel, and your journey begins.
We're going on an adventure.
So, as your journey goes, is there anything people wish to do while they're on this journey?
Yes.
Oh, go on. You can go first.
Mine was just a simple one. So, seeing as I'm guessing that was a long rest we had.
Yes.
You finish a long rest, you can touch two. I'm going to use one of my infusions today. I'll just pat down my armor and sort of just affix some, like, they look like little metal knickknacks to it. and just give it the It's so weird where they've got these laid out. Enhanced defense, just because.
Defense, okay.
And whilst doing this, I'll that's weird. I'll turn around to Max and just go, "These woods we're heading through, are they dangerous?"
They can be, that's why I need escorts. By the way, Birdman, you haven't told me your name.
Kenku names it weird. We more call ourselves by the sound that we hear most often when growing up.
Now, what would that sound be?
Mine is Smash.
Okay. Well, obviously you know my name. My name's Farmer.
Is Farmer your actual first name?
Yes, that it is.
I don't
Good.
think Smash is a sound. It's
It's an onomatopoeia.
so
Yeah,
your name.
But the sound could also be someone saying smash a lot around him.
Okay.
And the sound for Smash is different in many languages. It could be or so I have to turn it into common for him.
But,
Thank
yeah.
you.
So when I drop something here, he goes Smash. So, you know,
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Well, as your first day of the leg of the journey is rather uneventful, he pulls the cart to one side as Farmer Max says, "Well, we'll be sleeping for tonight, so you boys better get comfy. Who will be taking the first watch?"
I'll take the first watch.
Cool. I need a nap.
Let everyone else have a little nap.
Alright, so can you roll a perception check for me, please, Callum? I don't know why I
Yes.
sung that.
Perception. One. There's. I got a 21.
21. Okay, so you, as for your first leg of the watch, you sit and you can hear the different sounds. You hear in a far distance away, but you manage to pick it up, like howling and what seems to be snarling. You hear like different, like crickets. You hear all sorts of manners of different sounds, like from insects and animals from. And what you seem to see, you can make out the figure of the creatures up in the trees, but it seems to be like a few owls in the trees as well. But you mostly see what seems to really stand out of them is their bright eyes, just sort of looking at you, but then jutting into other directions, and they fly along. And your leg of the watch is pretty uneventful. Who's taking the second watch?
Take the next.
You'll go next, okay? Please roll
Yep.
a perception check for me, please.
Perception. No. That is 11.
Once again, you do not hear as many noises as Callum did, but it is a pretty uneventful watch for the night. As you're almost being bored, looking up at the stars, wondering why the gods didn't answer your prayers, and thinking of home and how you would get back as soon as possible. And that ends your watch. Sam.
That's legit.
Perception.
Oh, I forgot to say, this is a quite thick, dense forest as you enter it. It's very hard to sort of see. There's no direct path. So as Farmer Max was leading you through this forest, he seems to be quite familiar with this journey. It's like he's almost done it a few times. But he was able to quite easily maneuver the car through and knows the sort of best way. He came to quite an open clearing near a lake as well.
Roll perception, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. It was a nat 1 plus 5.
Bloody hell, Sam.
6. I
So
do.
that,
There's one
that
of
one,
them.
you're quite distracted. You seem to get like, oddly enough, it's almost like an insect has just flown into your eye. You spend most of your night trying to just get it out.
I've
But
got glass eyes.
once again, the watch is uneventful as the next morning arises, and Farmer Max has awoken during your watch. Sam, as he then starts to set up a nice campfire, beginning to cook some nice bacon on the go, and the smell of the bacon reads through all your different tents, and as you awaken to a nice smell, and so, howdy boys, I've cooked up some nice eats here, so come along, I got your standard breakfast stuff here, so feel free to tuck in. I made enough for enough of us.
So, say it was like bacons and stuff like that.
Yeah, standard breakfast stuff.
So, what I'll do, just role playing to them. I'll pick up some of the bacon, and I'll pick up a handful of rocks, and I'll eat the rocks, and I'll eat the bacon, and then I'll just climb up on top of the carriage and just perch and just sort of keep jostling about a little,
Okay.
because birds can't chew.
Oh,
Cool.
I'm
Yeah,
just
eat
gonna
some
happily have some bacon. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Nom nom nom.
Mm.
I'll shout down from the top of the carriage to Farmer Max. You said that these are the obviously going through these forests is why you need the escort. What have you encountered or heard of people encounter on these travels?
Well, lately there's been some odd happenings from the wild animals around here that they're almost like really savaged or possessed. No one quite knows why, but they seem to be more vicious. It doesn't take. It used to not take much to drive them away. Sometimes a fire stick normally does quite a good job, but they seem to be really vicious.
I'm sorry, the fire stick was keeping what away?
The like different creatures, like from wolves to bears. He goes on to explain that a lot of people, some of these animals have come during the night into the villages and taken some people away. They've grown very bold, but to some accounts, he does tell you that it seems that he says the reason that people start to think they're possessed is because they seem to have like glowing green eyes.
Sounds safe.
Has anything changed recently? Has anyone moved in? Any strange characters you've noticed about that might have anything linked to this?
Well, in our town, strange characters come and go.
I don't know. You're on about.
Well, they come and go as he leans back. Come and go all the time, so there's not really anyone strange to look forward out for. But
You seem quite lackadaisical for the fact that you said we're in some dangerous woods right now.
I've got all the confidence in you, and
I would
I
like
know.
to swiftly move past these woods. So if we're done with breakfast, let's get on the way. I think.
All right then. He gets up as you've all finished breakfast, gets back on Bessie, and the journey continues through this heavily thick forest. About a few hours into the day, the sun is breaking. This dickhead. The sun's breaking through the trees as much as it can, so not a lot's coming through, but bits here and there are shining through, and then you. Actually, no, hold on. So as this happens, normal stuff over there, then you do start to suddenly, out of nowhere, an arrow shoots. Well, a sharp object comes flying out of the woods itself. And that is a 5 to hit Sam.
No.
Okay, as the arrow flies past you, it's in quick succession.
I'll shout down to the guys. Contact. That's it. Because and
Once
just
again,
bang a barrel
another
to them.
another sharp arrow comes towards Callum. 15 to hit, Callum.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, you are taking. Well, I'll prepare the right dice. You're taking 4 points of piercing damage as an arrow has pierced your arm.
I'll try and see where these arrows are coming from.
Roll a
These
perception
sharp
check
objects.
for me, please.
I'm looking as well.
All right.
Nat 20.
All right, that's 20. Okay, you do. Oh, Callum's gone. No.
Yeah, there we go. Nat 20
You
boy.
do. You do seems to see glowing green eyes. A bit further back, you seem to see another set of glowing green eyes, but in more, you also see a humanoid figure of said things. On the other side, you see the same number. There's about 2 sets of each of these eyes. There's like ones that are lower down in like sort of the bushes that you can see these glowing green eyes. And then a bit further back, you see humanoid figures with the same glowing green eyes as from either side, 2 wolves, 2 sets of wolves jump from the bushes and come barreling towards you. And at this point, I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, that was shocking.
I got a 2.
No, that's shocking. That's alright.
Let's get rid of that. Of course, this map is not to scale because it's not great to find stuff on this, but we make do.
That's good. Let's put that there. Okay.
What we're doing. Oh. And one more goes there. Then do I still have? The question is, got a sneaky suspicion I don't. Why has this been so slow? Sam, save settings. Oh no, it sounds very big.
It's the first time I've heard that.
Oh. Right, there's. Ignite. Save, and Nathan's is there. Made. Right. Some reason my cart is not there. Car. Position you a bit better. Back a bit more. Okay, right, let's get the initiative order, ladies and gentlemen. 25 to 20. No, okay, 20 to 15. Nope, still not.
No.
That's not good. And then we have got 15 to 10.
Yep, I'm on 12.
Nade is on 12. Then we've got 10 to 5.
Yeah, 7.
7 for Sam. And then 5 to 0.
Me.
I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. Okay, top of the round goes to the Wolves as they get close. They seem to almost like have bits of fur missing and rather quite gammy-looking wolves. They are a flesh and bone creature, but they look rough. They look like they've been in a few fights. They're not looking great. The glowing green eyes are more straightened out, but they have no pupils. They're just pure green across the face as they start coming barreling towards you. Have I put you on the page? No, I haven't. There we go. You should now be able to see everything. I'm just going to double check. Can you see the map?
Yeah.
Okay. As the first wolf comes towards you, Nathan.
What's he going to do to me?
He's going to come and bite you.
What you doing, Stepwolf?
Yeah.
Hmm,
What are
does
you
he think
doing,
he's gonna do
step
to me?
bro?
Cursed.
Okay, so the first one with a roll, let me just add on with these. So is a 22.
That hits.
That hits, okay. 2d4. That's a 5 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a strength check for me, Nathan.
Strength check. Oh, saving throw or check?
Saving throw, sorry.
Sorry, it's the same thing, actually. Mind. 17.
17, yep, you are not knocked prone as the wolf comes barreling, the first wolf comes barreling towards you and bites into your leg as you feel the pain gash. You read back. It almost is like, although it's not done any additional damage, but the bite actually feels almost like it's burning you in a sense. The second one is coming behind you, Ignite. That is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That hits, okay. You are taking 4 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw for me, please, good sir.
Yeah.
As this creature does the same to you as it bites into your leg.
I got a 15.
15. You are not knocked prone.
Okay.
And then the other two, sadly, are coming your way. Sam? First one misses with a natural 1 as it comes running towards you and attempts to bite you in the leg, but you manage to quickly step out of the way as it,
Slap it with my robo
as it
hand.
slides past you as it was coming in such a force. It then slides and hits a bit of the cart. Not an immense force, but enough. And then the second one is coming towards you now, which is a bit of a better result, with a 20 in total to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
You are taking 7 points of piercing damage, as this creature's now bit into one of your legs. Actually, no, you're quite high. It would have gone for your arm as it bites into your arm.
Yup.
Okay. Oh, I didn't do it with advantage. Oh well. Okay, Nate, you are up. And then,
Lovely.
And then Sam, you're on deck, so prepare your move. So what are you doing, Nate?
Well, although my character on the board has a sword, I actually don't have a sword. So I can't just hit him. So I am going to I'm gonna try and run away from him.
Okay. You do have control of your character.
Do
So where are you moving to?
10,
Nate?
15, 20, 25. So about here.
Okay, well the wolf is going to take an attack of opportunity at you. It's not
Okay.
great. Let me just double check. Yeah, 12 in total.
It doesn't hit.
That doesn't hit. Okay.
I do.
the
I do
wolf-
have my. I do have my shield, but no sword.
Okay. As the wolf attempts to bite at you, but you manage to, with your shield, bash it out of the way as you make a quick escape.
Cool. I assume it's the one I was standing by, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cast an Eldritch Blast. I'm gonna call forth the combined power of Bahamut and Tiamat as this red and blue swirling energy erupts from my hand at the wolf nearest Ignite as I cast Eldritch Blast.
The wolf nearest, so the one by Ignite.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Roll for attack.
It's not rolling. Why is it not rolling? There we go. That's 11.
11 to hit. That
Yeah.
misses.
Boo.
As you shoot the blast,
Bahamut suck.
and the wolf is readying it. Just at that time, he's also readying itself to pounce onto Ignite. The Eldritch Blast flies over its head. Are you doing anything else, Nathan?
Don't think so. Yes, I will use my bonus action to cast Hex on that same wolf.
Okay, cool. Let me just make a lovely cheeky note. Let's put the net over it, shall we? Okay, does that end your turn now, Nathan?
Yes, I don't think he does anything that turn.
No, it's only when
Yeah,
you
no.
attack it if sure the effect comes in. Right, we are now on
Yeah.
to you, Salam, and then Callum, you are on deck, so get ready. So,
Okay. I am going to. I'm going to use Shocking Grasp on the wolf to the left of me.
okay. Roll for hit then, please.
It's 15.
15, that hits, yep. Roll for damage.
That is 6.
6 damage, alright. 6. As you charge up your mechanical hand, and without almost in a blink of an eye, you grab the snout of the wolf, and a serious shot goes through it, and you hear that as it rears back in pain, as it's almost fur is now statically charged and sticking up of what bits of fur it has. And it seems to have done some pretty, quite a fair bit of damage to that wolf.
I am going to. I can't have a bonus action. I don't have any bonus actions. That's fun. Yeah, I'm gonna jump up like onto the back of this carriage here.
Okay, you come out of the 50, not 50, the 5 feet range of one wolf, so he's going to take attack of opportunity at you. That's a natural 1, so that's going to miss.
Sweet.
Roll a dex check for me, please.
Kushti, that is a sticky. That's a nice 23.
Okay, you managed to jump back onto the cart and its supplies with little ease.
Yeah, and that's going to be my turn because I don't have any
Okay.
bonus actions.
Caleb, you're up. Or Ignite.
Did
you're
Sam attack the one on the left or the right?
the left.
Which one looks more injured, the one next to me or the one by Sam?
Oh no, I've done the wrong way around. Okay, now I fixed it. There we go. That is the damaged one. The one that I've just moved there is the damaged one. So the one on the left.
Which one looks more damaged? The one by me that's got Bane on it, or
The one
one
that's
that's
got hex
attack.
on you that it seems to have suffered no damage since the start of the. Like these wolves are
Oh.
looking battered, so they look like they've had some battle scars, but there's nothing fresh. The only one that seems to have a fresh wound is the one that Smash attacked.
I'm gonna risk it then. I'm going to use magic missile on this one.
Okay, well those are automatic hits. Are you splitting the magic missiles or?
Yeah, I'm splitting them.
Okay.
So 5 damage to this one here.
Okay, well that wolf is now dead.
4 damage to the one next to me.
4 damage to the one next to you.
4 to the one on the far right over here.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, 4 damage to the
That's
I
sweet.
love magic missiles. They don't do a lot of damage, but they're always a guaranteed hit.
Yeah. So do I have any bonus actions I could possibly do?
Oh, that's for you, isn't it?
Disengage is an action, isn't it?
Yeah, disengage is an action for a non-rogue class.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna face that wolf.
As
And that should be it for me.
as almost like a cowboy drawing a pistol, you pull out your finger and start pointing at each of the wolf as you decimate one wolf as the magic missile goes through it and causes the wolf to collapse. Then sending out 2 more, almost not even looking at them. The beams of light come out of your finger, fly behind you, and hit the 2 other wolves. Now it's the top of the round. It's now the wolf's turn. This one's going to come and attack Bessie because it can't reach you. And it's going to miss with a natural 1 as Bessie kicks up a storm in fear of these wolves approaching for her, as the wolf tries to get a grasp on it but can't quite seem to do it. As the second one comes towards you, Callum, and it is adjacent to its fellow wolf, so it has advantage on this attack. It's a good thing I have advantage. We are looking at a 15 to hit, Callum.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. I need you to make another strength saving throw, and you're taking 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay, I am dead on the floor at the moment.
Oh, damn. Well, you won't have to make a strength saving throw then. I rolled very high on that damage dice then. So I can only apologise. Oh, what's happened to my map? There we go. Right, so you are dead on the floor. These other wolves now coming for you, Nate. That is an 8 to hit.
Oh, it's 8 to hit me?
Yes, 8 to hit you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, it doesn't hit.
Okay, as the wolf comes barreling towards you, you manage to once again use your shield to stop its claws scraping across the shield. Now that ends the wolf's turn. It's now your turn, Nathan.
I look down at this wolf in front of me, and upon the failing the combined power of the gods of my previous attack, I this time call upon the lawful good dragon deity of Bahamut and call upon his sacred flame and cast sacred flame on the wolf in front of me.
Well, what do I
It has to make a dex saving throw.
14.
14 is it meets it.
Yep. So then if I'm taking half damage, I'm only taking half damage.
Well, I rolled 1, so I guess it just takes 1.
It's got hex on it as well, doesn't it?
It
Yes.
does have
roll
Hit
that
you with an
dice.
attack, it's a 1d6.
Yes, it does.
So a total of 6 damage.
Total of 6.
1
damage.
from the sacred flame that engulfs its body, and then necrotic damage due to the hex called forth from Tiamat.
Okay, as
evil dragon
your
deity.
flame manages to cinder a few bits of hairs, it doesn't seem to have almost done much damage. Then suddenly the shadows come out of nowhere and ignite the flame beyond almost recognition in a breathtaking form of the magical green flame that is beginning to surround this wolf as the wolf manages to shake it off. but is incredibly hurt from it, wreathing in pain. Doing anything else, Nathan? You still have a bonus action of movement.
I'm going to use my bonus action to look down at the wolf and say, "Yeah, get fucked, wolf." And I am my turn.
All right. It's now you, Sam.
Right then, I'm gonna take out my crossbow, and I'm gonna shoot the guy that's trying to attack Bessie.
Go for it.
Not 20.
That's 20. All right then. Depending on how much you roll, you could kill this wolf in one shot.
12 damage.
12 damage. So, as you ready your crossbows, the wolf begins to pounce once again. The arrow flies from it, and all you see in a sort of motion, the wolf jumps. In that motion, the arrow hits its head, goes into it, and it just falls dead. Got a very itchy nose, man. Piss me off.
Yeah, I'm just gonna climb back up to the very back of the carriage that's sort of in this little bit of a square. And end my turn because I don't have any bonus actions yet.
Okay. You don't have any bonus actions yet. That's weird. Oh yeah, you have a bonus. You don't have any that I'm with you now. Callum, can you make your first saving throw, please?
Yes. So I roll a d20, don't I?
Yes. And
I got a
I've
19.
just noticed both Callum and Sam are frozen. Carry on, Callum. We can still hear you. It just seems that you're frozen.
That's weird.
I got 19. That's a save, isn't it?
Yes, so that's 1 to your save. Right, okay, so top of the rounds will be the wolf, but I'm just fixing this problem. Oh, D&D on a budget, eh, guys?
Callum has unfroze there.
No, I've just unfrozen him. I've just sorted because I was noticing on the stream that both him and Sam wasn't moving. And I found that very weird. But they're now moving again, and I can now go along doing the wolf's turn. Right. The wolf is going to attack Bessie once again. God, I'm rolling shit when they're trying to hit Bessie.
Bestie, no.
They miss once again with Bessie kicking up a storm. The wolf cannot seem to get a grasp. The injured wolf is now going to attempt to bite you, Nathan, the other one. That's a bit better. A 19 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. That is a 5 in total.
Okay.
And that ends the wolf's turn, so it's now yours, Nathan.
Okay. I am going to once more call upon the sacred flame of Bahamut and cast sacred flame on the wolf.
Okay, I'll roll another dex check. That is a 12.
12 does not meet it, so
Okay.
it gets the full damage. Oh, and it's a 6.
Plus, regardless what you roll, as you unleash the green flames.
Two 6s as well, so 12 damage.
As you unleash the flames, it's almost as you unleash the flames. So as the shadows of the hex make them more intense, you have literally burnt this wolf to a crisp.
Lovely. And I move the hex to the last wolf.
Okay. Because that is something you can do. Oh, me roll 20's frozen. It's back. Okay, Sam, you'll go.
Okay, I'm gonna go pew pew at the last wolf, so I'm gonna
With your
shoot it with my crossbow.
Yeah, okay. Roll for damage.
16.
16 hits.
That is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage with the crossbow bolt once again flying into the wolf to the wolf's head, and you just hear "ow!" as it falls dead. Now, Sam,
So
as you look around, although you saw other figures, they seem to have disappeared this time. So whoever originally seems to have shot those arrows seems to have disappeared from the woods. They were very absent from this battle.
okay, so seeing as I'm right next to Callum, I'm gonna kneel down to him, rub my hands together, take out a vial and pour it over his wounds. Like I've got like out of my hand just shoots like a little glass vial,
Okay.
and I just pour it over his wounds, which is cure wounds, which means Callum, you will be gaining back a whole 4 hit. 4. It's just 4.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Well.
I am now alive.
Now that you've restored that, we will have a quick 5-minute break. Turn as the dust settles and embers die out of the fiery battle of the wolves. Sam, as you look around, you do not see the figures that you saw before. As where you saw them as humanoid, they were much bigger than a stint. I'm getting a bit of echo.
Yeah, it's good through yours again, Cal.
Oh.
Oh, technically, yeah.
Why is it breaking? Wait.
I think
Why don't I get
everyone-
the option to?
I think everyone's is breaking. To be fair.
Yeah.
But as we continue, you see this. These figures are nowhere to be seen, and Farmer
Still
Max.
coming through. It's coming through like perfectly as well.
Yeah.
Is it actually? Let me mess around with some user settings. What about now?
It doesn't seem to be.
There we
no.
go.
So, as this happens, I'll have to do a bit of editing at that point. But as this happens, you look around, you know, see Farmer Max pops up and says, "Have the gun?"
You
I'm
were
sorry.
useless.
I'm sorry. He said what in what accent?
Huh?
What did he say in what accent?
It's just asking if they've gone.
Oh.
I'm just gonna walk up and cough some blood on.
Mighty awful of you, stranger. I have to say, Ignite, wasn't it?
Mighty awful of you telling us what would be here.
I did. I warned you of the fierce creatures and animals that were in this forest. He's as he's saying this, he's calming down Betsy. He's like, "Whoa, Betsy, whoa, they're gone now. These kind escorts of ours have seemed to have done the job that I paying them for."
Yeah, you bet we did. Betty seems quite a good fighter herself. How old is she?
Oh, she's nigh on getting on her years, but she seems to be rather quite strong. I think this whole old girl's holding out to what I passed my time on. But she's still spry for her age. Still produces some good milk as well.
Straight from the teat. I suggest we get going quickly, so whoever those people are don't come back.
I agree. Let me just check my goods. They seem to all be in order, and Bessie seems to have not got a scratch on her. Right then, let's be off. Everyone on board?
I'm on board.
I'm on.
He's sitting
I'll,
next to Farmer Max.
I'll sit next to him.
All right
I'll
then.
I
Every
guess
so
we're
often
all
I
now
will.
going to keep we're all going to keep like an eye out now as well. Yeah.
Okay, can everyone
Yeah.
roll a perception check for me, please? Yeah, Betsy. And Betsy seems to have a bit more gusto to her step this time. You're clocking on through.
I got 7.
7?
21.
21?
Perception.
Yes.
Yes.
This is a good roll. 18.
18. So it's a fairly good group roll as a whole. As you're making your way through, you start to see the light break through the trees as you're coming to an open clearing, and you see a stone road just up his head as Farmer Max begins to guide Bessie towards this road, and you continue on as the road does come out of the forest. You do see what seems to be just as it goes into the forest, it seems to do like a sharp turn and then carry deeper into another direction. This massive open field, and as you see Similar to Samar, you do see the town up ahead.
Somewhere.
Somehow. um, but as you're looking around and you're still on edge, you do see, Sam in particular, you do see the same shadowy figures at the edge of the forest. Roll. You also see these figures, Nathan. Both of you roll an investigation check.
I'm
Oh,
going to
she's great.
investigate.
8.
Oh, yes, 18.
Okay, so you more see detail of these creatures. These are large humanoid creatures, bigger than you, quite bulky, furry creatures with long snouts. The same glowing green eyes in them as before. This seems to be their most distinctive things. They seem to have one of these figures is holding a bow, and then another one seems to be holding like a shield and a spear as they're snarling at you, looking at you.
Oh, so was I able to gauge what they were?
If you roll an intelligence check, yeah.
Okay. Oh, my intelligence sucks. Oh, natural 1.
Natural one.
0.
You can't quite figure it out.
You actually lost knowledge.
You actually lost. Yeah, you lost knowledge. As you see a bit of like what Bahamut looks like drift out your head. No. But as you go to, there she is, the brilliant city of TikTok. And oh, I say city. Sorry, it's a town. Quite a nice, great town. I do some good business here.
What
Just
did
so
you say
clear.
this town was?
It's called
TikTokin.
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 Yeah. Don't ask me why it's called that. The mayors of our town seem to pick some weird names.
It's okay, guys. I've heard of this. I've heard this is called the land of the dancing miners. So,
Right, so as you're approaching, you see people going in and out of the town. No farmlands around this, but there seems to be some well-built trenches. So you've got the actual log walls going all the way around, and then in front of it are the trenches with spikes. So this town, compared to the other town, this one seems to be more ready for a fight.
I like this town.
Well, as you're pulling up to the stables and stuff. Thank you, boys. I've really appreciated the escort, and I guess I now owe you your payment.
Yes. Yes, you do.
He hands just before getting off the car. He hands you the gold, Callum, and he says, "I threw in a little bit more silver. No, a little bit more gold. Sorry. I threw in another 50 for you for doing such a good job and keeping Bessie and me safe. I think you boys earned it."
Because I don't know how much need got at the start. So how much gold do I have for the...
You currently have what the paper has discussed with the extra 50 gold on top, so it'll be 250 in total.
250. Okay. So I give a 50 out. 50.
Sam gets not Sam. Max gets off his cart and begins to unload the goods, and then hands you.
I'm going to do an inside check to see if Callum's holding back gold from me.
Oh no, I'm going to give 50 out to everyone and say we've got some gold left. So
Who
we've
keeps
got
the gold.
So we've got 100 gold left over.
Ooh.
Who's keeping hold of that 100?
That's for you boys to decide.
Are you talking, Callum?
No, I'm talking.
Oh, it looked like your mouth was moving off screen. Who do we trust most to keep hold of this?
As Smash takes out his coin purse to add the 50 into, I want to do an investigation to see if I see my coin purse on him.
Okay, go for it.
Six.
It goes against my passive perception? Or...
Not really. I would say distinctively you can't quite make out if any of
Like,
those
he's
pouches.
he's not currently trying to hide it, right?
No, but with that roll, in amongst his in
What do you think I
amongst.
made my bag of holding out of, Nate? I put your 1 gold into my thing and used the coin purse to make the bag of holding.
Well, you didn't say it was Nade's bag. To be fair,
I just said a bag, yep.
you did say bag. But in terms of actual thing, there's quite a lot of similar pouches he's got to yours, so you can't really tell whether he's got yours or not.
So, I think I'm good with money. I'm going to say that, but I would actually prefer for you, Ganassia. You haven't told me your name yet. Oh, did you talk?
I know you can't.
Oh,
Oh, I just heard you there.
You back them. You back.
hello. My name-
Hello.
Hello.
What a
Oh,
great
wow.
first episode we're having.
My name's
Technical difficulties.
Okay, Ignite. I'll let you keep the 100 gold, and but does this mean we're going to keep traveling? We're now in a random town, and I don't really feel happy escorting Farmer Max back.
We're in another random.
Well, Farmer Max
Richard.
turns to you over here in this conversation. I'm going to be here for a few days, boys. So, I doubt that you'll be travelling back with me anytime soon.
What are you doing in the days?
Well, I got to sell this harvest off and make sure it's all good, and then I've got some other business to take care of while I'm here.
What would you say is the main focal point of this town?
They got some quite good blacksmiths here. I think last time I checked, there's about 2 of them. They're quite big. This area, I think, is quite big on information, and there's quite a variety of things to buy here.
Do you know anyone who would have a map?
That's a possibility, yeah. I don't know for sure, but it's quite a varied trading town, so maybe someone sold a map. I don't know of anyone in particular that makes the maps in this town.
Okay. Thank you for your help. Let's pray to God we don't meet paths again.
To Bahamut.
Alright, well, you boys be safe now.
I'm gonna grab Farmer Max, like really aggressively, rub up in his face. No, Max, you stay safe. Just give him a little kiss on the forehead.
To be actually check for that.
I was really taken aback, but it's like, what an odd pair, but I liked it. I hope I see them again. And as Farmer Max continues to unload his cart, what are you boys doing?
What
I
do
guess
you
I'll
do?
be making my way to the tavern. I've got no use for a blacksmith, personally.
I will.
I could look for some new jobs if you want. Or is it like an adventurers guild if this is a slightly bigger town?
It's about the same size as before.
Yeah.
I'll go off towards whatever sort of market district there is to
in
find a
terms
local map.
of guilds, by the way, Callum, as you mentioned that, there isn't really a set guild across the Falmore lands. It's more that you will have a group of adventurers and they'll start to build up a name for themselves. So depending on the jobs and depending obviously of word of mouth. So normally the bigger job you take, you can then normally get quite a bit of renown. That's normally how it works with most groups around here.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go off to find a market to see if I can find someone who sells us a map of the local area.
Roll an investigation, please, Jack. Sam?
That's a 5.
5. There doesn't seem to be any. You look around, there doesn't seem to be actually any stalls selling in particular maps as a particular trade. You do see like scrolls and stuff on certain stands. Whether they could be maps or not, you're not entirely sure. But there's no particular shop or stand or person that seems to be trading in cartography.
I'll go to one of the people who are selling scrolls.
I'm gonna
Yep.
tag along with
What
that
the
was the
hell was
weirdest
that
thing ever.
then?
Yeah, the face on the TV just keeps showing up in the
That was
background.
really creepy.
It was
I
I'm
was trying to
really
get a
creepy.
screenshot of it a second ago.
gonna do it again. That's really cool.
Don't know.
It literally just perfectly captures the face.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so it did it a second ago. I was like, what the f-?
I just expected a
somebody-
hand to come out of nowhere and drag Nathan
Yeah,
away.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
That's
go
good.
to one of the people.
Gonna go to one of the people.
Selling
I'm gonna go with.
scrolls.
Okay. Are you going straight to the inn, Callum, or you just?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
look if there's any jobs in there like the last town.
All right then. Well, we'll start with you two boys then first.
I'm gonna go up and go. Excuse me, a random question. Do you happen to have you seen a symbol around? It's sort of like a dragon eye, and it's surrounded by thorns.
Never heard of a thing. I don't know why I'm doing that accent anymore. You approach like a gnome, started looking quite young at one of these stores, and is no, I haven't heard. I keep doing that accent. What is wrong with me? I'm stuck in it. I haven't heard that at all. Haven't heard it at all. Haven't heard it at all.
Anything similar, or do you have any? I see you've got some scrolls. Do you have anything on insignias or anything like that on shelves?
Insignias. He has a look through, and there's like different things to fight. I've got stuff for monsters in the area. I've got a few recipes.
How much for the monsters?
That'll be 1 gold, my friend.
1 gold. How accurate is this scroll? I'm able to purvey it first.
I can't let you do that because then that beats the point of the scroll. But it's pretty accurate.
Does it? You can read this out then. Does it have any information on green-eyed creatures in the area?
Off the top of my head, I don't think it does.
I will have to give that a pass then, because I was just attacked by some outside the village.
I've
Have you heard
about
anything
these
about these creatures?
Yeah, these wild animals have been seeming to get more bold and vicious as the days go on. It's like something's possessing them. I'll tell you what's really weird. Not only that, it seems that a group of gnomes have moved in recently and causing a bit of havoc about the place.
Okay.
No one knows where they're keeping their lair, but they seem to be forming some raiding parties and attacking. But
Has
according
anyone
to the
tried to-
reports of the survivors, a few of them have had glowing green eyes.
I'm going to ask. Do you write the scrolls yourself?
No, these are from passing trade. So
Do you write anything yourself? Like, are you an intelligent man?
I would say I'm intelligent, but I don't really do any writing myself.
Do you know much about the town, about the village?
I know a lot about it.
Do
Well,
you know anyone that sells magic items or magic weapons at all?
oh no. Sorry, stranger. We don't really have much around here in this land. In terms
Yeah, I'm starting
of...
to get that vibe from these shitty villages. Thanks.
Not all the villages. If you want, let me just say check what I've got back here. I think I've got. Yeah, I did take a few notes of the. I visited a town in the Badlands not too long ago, just by the borders of the dynasty. That seems to sell magical items.
What was this town
Thanks.
called?
It's called Rexindrum.
Rexintrum.
Although, last time I heard that they seem to be plagued by something of recent. I don't know what, but I'd be careful if you're planning to go up there. There could be some danger there.
Okay.
There's
Thank-
danger everywhere. That doesn't bother me.
That's a fair point. Tell you what, there is in the next town over, which is on the way to Rexindrum, there is a proprietor of unique items, whether they're magical or not. He set up quite a good dealer trading them, and maybe he has something for you. But I can't guarantee they're magical. But he sells rare items.
What's his next town over?
I've never been myself, so you might have to ask around for that name.
Okay, thank you very much, Gnome. Just a quick thought. Are you ever offering half price on your items?
I only really do that for returning customers, and so far you've bought nothing from me.
What deals do you do?
Well, like you said, I can give off discounts to good customers that have returning value.
How many times do I have to return to get half price?
A regular amount, so we're looking about maybe 3 times to 4 in the span of a few days. Maybe.
Not worth it.
How
I'm gonna square with you right now. I mean, I'm a returning customer to McDonald's regularly, and I've collected all 6 tokens on my free coffee card, and I still haven't redeemed it. So it's very unlikely I'm going to come and redeem that half price coupon that you're offering.
What's a McDonald's?
Faraway land. You're clearly not a well-travelled man.
I'm going to do a little insight check to see how busy the area we are is.
Alright, I'm doing an insight check.
12.
12, yeah. It's not as busy as Samar, but there's plenty of people about buying wares, but it's not like you see in Beauty and the Beast, people bursting out into song, streets are full with people.
Using some of the last of the gnome to say out, I'll mimic. I took the words and I then changed thing. I'll mimic saying free offerings, not free, offerings on wares to customers really loudly, like in his voice, out to the crowd, and then slink off without being seen.
Okay.
Let's just see if anyone there.
A few people go over.
Yeah, boy. Fucking Neo. I'll what I was gonna do, and yeah, I'll just head towards the tavern area.
All right. You doing anything else, Nathan?
Who am I with? Is it just me and Smash at the moment?
Smash, yeah.
If you've seen me, head off.
I'm going to be walking with him and just say, Smash, I'm going to be honest, I know a shithole when I see one, and this is a shithole.
I literally grew up in a puddle, and it seems to have more intelligence than some of the people around here.
Okay, well, that's savage, man.
Yes, I agree.
People have been nothing but friendly to you of late.
We've got 2 choices, right? We can either stay the night here. My connection to my deities is running pretty low at the moment. I could do with a rest. Or we could just I reckon we plod on to that next village and make our way to Rexentrum. Sounds like there's a plague there, and we could do with a hand.
Head up that way. Knolls don't sound like my forte, to be honest. So I think I agree with you there. As I said, to particularly be, I'm quite intrigued about those little, but I'll ask when we get there, see if we find any leads. But other than that, I'm happy to tag along.
Yep, sounds good. We'll ask in the tavern first.
Okay, well, while they've done a bit of information gathering, Callum, you arrive and the notice board. Right, so let's just get that information up. So the notice board in the tavern's a bit different to what you saw in the previous town, where it's people once again put notices up, but this time with it being in the bar. The bar's a similar setup as before. There's plenty of tables about. Not as many people as in here, or any distinguished characters like adventurers or anything. Seems to be like the regular folk of the village. The bartender is a Furborg, who seems to have like a purple streak going down the centre of his hair. Usual Furborg Borglogs, but with a bit of greyness to him. It's a fairly old Furbolg, and well dressed in bar attire. But the notice board, there's several jobs. Troll hunt is one. Another one is Gnoll extermination, and then there's others about people needing a few hands at shops, to and from. And then there's another one about there's a notice about selling a used building. And then the last one is about some more guard work. Is there anything in particular, Gal?
What does it say about the building?
The building, it's just a building for sale, essentially. It's a 2-story building. It was originally used as a shop. It's now been sold off.
Does it say how much the building's for on there?
It says price can be negotiated, but it's going for 1,500 gold.
Okay.
1,500 gold. 1,500 gold.
15 gold.
1,500. Yeah, you still have to play this game with me, Cal.
1.5 gold.
50, no, in all seriousness, 50
Yeah.
gold is a bargain.
Yeah, 50 gold is a bargain.
Don't you guys start this?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait till them lot arrive to see what they think they're doing.
Okay, well.
Yeah,
Because
I
we
think
can't-
once we all get together, I think we could do 150 gold between us.
150.
Between us, yeah.
Okay.
Then that's doable.
Because I don't think I can do any. Other than helping in shops, I wouldn't be able to do any jobs, so it might just be easier to leave.
How much
'cause-
did you say, Toby? 150, 100?
1,500.
50 and 100.
No, so 1,500.
Is that with a decimal point?
No, it's not with a decimal point.
And is that pence or pounds?
Gold.
Gold. The colour gold or the currency gold?
Currency gold.
Just anything that's gold.
Do you think it would be worth as much if we burnt it down?
I doubt that it wouldn't have the same value, but of course.
I like that. I like that. I've got use for a burnt building, you know.
What use? No, do you know what? I
Being
don't want to
a burnt
encourage it, so I'm not gonna ask. Right,
okay,
so,
we'll meet up.
so yeah,
tell us what's going
after
on.
a few
Sorry.
minutes pass, your
Ignite.
compatriots walk in, Gallum. Discuss.
Give me the rundown.
Give them a rundown of all the stuff, but I am very close to dying again, so I'd advise doing anything right away tonight.
Should we actually rest up in a room, because I did not like having to sleep so close to that Max
Well-
character.
Let's decide on what we're gonna do, and then we'll decide whether we're gonna sleep or not.
What sort of jobs are there in the area again? There's some gnoll hunting seems to be linked to what we were just attacked by.
But you've got the choices essentially hunting or doing working in a shop.
Working in a
Maybe.
shop.
Yeah,
What kind of shop?
I don't think it said.
There's different types of shops for different types of help. Like there's one for the blacksmith asking for a hand, stuff like that. Essentially, just like odd jobs in shops.
I think we spend the rest of the campaign working in shops.
Yeah, should we set up here? If we
Sure,
learn to
campaign.
blacksmith, we can set up a lab, and we can do my character's back, create an arm.
I mean, between us, we have the ability to open a magic shop.
We could make a magic shop. I vibe with it.
We do. Although
Well, this is your campaign,
Uh,
lads, so you decide what to do.
The town's defend. But
the infusions only last per 4 items, so we could sell them with magical properties, and the next one I make just doesn't disappear.
Because that will end well.
what are
Yeah, they're
people?
dead.
Do people have any set goals that they actually want to do instead of setting up a magic shop?
I am trying to find a way to get as powerful as I can to God. That is my goal in life. Or die trying.
Powerful as a
So-
god.
Yeah, I want to kill a god.
You want to kill a god? Okay.
Didn't mean it needs to be powerful.
I just want to reach as high a status as possible. Like, if I could become a king, that would be my dream. I want to prove to the people that have shunned
shop
me.
could help. So.
Well,
I'm
setting up a magic shop could work because my goal is literally just to recreate my lab.
What if
That's about it.
what if the lab was mobile?
Ooh.
What if we got like a carriage? Then you set
Got
up
a
the back of a carriage. Then we can go around.
What if we
So
get
we
a
be-
shop first,
And
then
then
a
become
carriage?
we get a shop, we become traveling merchants, and we have people working in our shops while we're gone.
Yeah, but at the moment we've got an opportunity to buy a shop. We don't have an opportunity to buy a carriage, so we get the shop first, then the carriage.
Yeah. That could work. How much money does everyone have? Because I'm willing to fuck the owner of the house.
No, I've got 150.
Wow.
I have 151 gold.
I've got 159 gold.
I have got. Sorry, my thing messing up. I have 260 gold, so that's enough, isn't it?
But he said 150 gold, so
Yeah.
I bet we meet up and we plan to meet the owner of the house, the owner of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this.
I fall asleep.
Yeah. Let's have
Straight
let's,
What? Just there on the bar floor?
We're on
in
a
a
table,
chair.
right?
You're
We're
at a table.
What are the rest of you doing?
You know what? I vibe. I'll fall asleep on the table.
I don't really, by the way. I wouldn't touch the building
Oh.
table.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
fall asleep on the table. I'm just gonna pretend I'm drunk.
I'm gonna go to the bar and ask for lodgings.
How expensive are the lodgings?
How can I help you, mate?
We're just looking for a room to sleep in. Doesn't even need beds. Just need a room to rest in for the night.
Oh, well, that's quite simple. Just 3 silver for each night.
3 silver each. We only want one night. We're a bit strapped for cash. How about I help you clean up the bar at the end of the night and I'll mop up and stuff?
I got the face is back. The face is back.
What?
This time it was a
Oh.
different woman. I've already got help for that, so I'm afraid it's just gonna be the 3 silver, my friend.
2 silver? Because there's only 2 of us and we've got a pet bird.
Oh, maybe I didn't make myself
Oi.
clear. 3 silver for each of you. The bird included.
Okay,
It's-
so
It's
3
only one
silver.
room though.
Yeah, we're sharing a room.
We're sharing.
Oh.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. It's 3 silver for each of you.
I will head out upon hearing this.
Stop being
And,
cheapskates!
I'll climb up to the top of the tavern and I'll perch on top like a bird and sleep on the top of that.
Oh my god, I see how this is going to be for the rest of the campaign.
The thing is, I actually specifically wrote this character to be a tight ass. The other two just seem to be the same. So, like,
I'll
Alright.
walk over. I'll put down 4 silver. Say take it or leave it.
Roll an intimidation check.
I got a 4.
Sorry, friend. Doesn't work that way. I guess I'll leave it, so...
We're gonna
Well, if I
add
make
another-
can I make a winky face at them instead?
No.
And then say, take it or leave it.
No. That doesn't work.
I'm sticking to me perching on top of the tavern, by the way.
Okay.
So I'm going to put down another 2 silver, and then say, take it or leave it.
Roll a persuasion check, Nathan.
I'm paying what he asked.
You paid the remaining.
Who didn't? 3
You did,
silver
I'm paying-
potions.
Yeah, I'm paying 4 next.
My maths is wrong. My maths is wrong. Yes. Okay. he takes the silver. It's just like the room's just up on the left. Here's the key.
What did
He hands
that
you the key.
work?
From on top of the tavern.
Well, I need you to write. Are you planning to go up there now, or?
Yeah. Like I'm gonna do like a little bird hop up to the top of it.
Okay. Well, I need you to roll a very high dexterity check because there's going to be one hell of a hop. It's a 2-story building.
21.
Okay, you managed to hop up onto the wall and managed to climb your way to the top.
From up here, before I take my rest for the evening, do I have view of the surrounding land?
Yeah, it's a
Surrounding town?
pretty open field, and then you see the forest that you came from in the distance.
Do I see anything of note?
Anything of note? Roll a perception check for me, please, Sam.
That is nat 15 plus 5 is 20.
You do seem to notice a bit further down the road that seems to be some. It seems to be almost like a fortification, just a bit further down the road, and then you see similar fortifications just in opposite directions in the similar distance. That's about, to be fair, of note. You see a few wild animals in these open fields grazing, and then, but that's about it of noteworthiness.
Okay, I will take my sleep then.
Okay.
Yep, we're going to head to our room and sleep as well.
Well, as you all, after a successful journey and somewhat interesting negotiation skills, you sit down for the night, and that is where we'll end our today's session.
That was some good
So,
negotiation
yeah,
skill.
it was.
I'll
Okay,
pay
you
what you asked for.
I've got some interesting writing to do for the next 2 weeks.
Right, I just love how I was like, right, I'm gonna try and just be like a bit of a cunning ass, bit of a tight fist, and then these two were playing it from the get go, and I'm like, oh, well, this change for character up to like.
I just know we need every penny if we want to buy a shop.
So,
See, the problem I've got is my backstory didn't give me any proficiency in tools, which would make sense if it did. So I can't wear any armor. I'm proficient in no tools, but I can speak 4 languages.
that could be useful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Please join us again on the December of the 8th for when we continue this campaign. I will obviously update you on social medias if we'll be doing a one-shot next week, but we'll be continuing our campaign on a week on Tuesday. Until then, goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, have a good time.
Fine.